Hey y'all, I'm being blinded out or blacked out. I don't know what the correct word is. Anyway, we are on a Sunday afternoon. I slept in this morning. I look rough. I've not had my shower yet. And when I say I slept in, I mean I really slept in. Um, Beth had to work today and yesterday, but Friday and Saturday I spent doing yard work. Because if you live in the south region of the country in the Sun Belt, your weeds and grass and all start coming back out in February. So you pretty much have to get right on it because that mess grows quick, especially in South Alabama. I have pulled weeds. My thighs feel like they are about to break in half. They're hurting so bad. I can't hardly walk when I stand up. Uh, so yeah, I look rough. I have a right to look rough today, unlike Amberlynn that just sits and does nothing all day. Yes, that's where we're going because I went to bed earlier than normal last night, and she did drop a new video. I don't usually go to bed till probably 1 in the morning, and I was so exhausted last night. Took my shower, I put on my bed clothes, and I sit down here in my chair to start looking at internet and to look at Facebook and YouTube and all that kind of stuff. And 10:30ish, could not hold my eyes open. I said, I've got to go to bed. Excuse me. And I did get a overwhelming response about people wanting to hear. And no, I wasn't doing a chin dab. I was feeling the hair because I need to shave. I got an overwhelming response from people wanting me to tell about my experiences and things that I've experienced since I've had weight loss surgery. And I may film that when I get through doing this one. I've been wanting to do it, and I know people have asked for me to do it, and I appreciate the input from those that said under my video that I did that said they would very much like to hear my story. I do read all the comments. I don't have time a lot of times to sit down and respond to people, but I do my best to be able to like them with a heart to let you know that I did like your comment, that I'm reading them. Sometimes I don't have time to do that. I just kind of have to scroll through them in a hurry and go. Um, Beth should be through with her nursing school degree the end of this semester in May, so hopefully we'll have a little more time and be able to do more stuff because the way it is right now, we are confined mostly to right here unless there's an extended break like Christmas break was from school. Gave us some time to be able to do stuff. That's how we went to New York City, is because we both had a break from school and we were able to get away and not have to worry about schoolwork or her working or whatever. But anyway, y'all, let's get into this Amberlynn video because some of y'all have already seen it, sure, I'm sure, but I have not. I've not watched it ahead. And y'all, please ignore this right here. Around the bottom of this table, Beth has made it into her shoe tree. When she comes in, that's where her shoes go, which we try to track through the house and take sand and grass everywhere, but she puts her shoes right here. Um, I'll pick them up, I'll put them in the closet, and after a week, they've accumulated again. She's got a pair of cowgirl boots right here. She has a pair of her clogs, everyday type wearing shoe right there. She has a pair of her, it looks like Saucony tennis shoes, I'm not sure. And she's got her white clinical shoes over there. I'll keep one pair over there. It's on the side over there by the door where it's opened up at. And that's my little old cheap Croc flip flops that I wear out to the yard, to the utility room or whatever. I just keep them there so I can grab them real quick. Anyway, that's y'all have rambled enough. Let's go see what our big girl has got going on. Um, this video is denial and delusion, and I hope she's referring to herself. My iPhone just chimed. I hope she's referring to herself because we all know it's Beth. Y'all, please forgive me. We all know. Okay. We all know that she is in denial and delusion about losing weight. She's gonna say we are in denial. I'm guessing. I've not watched it and I've not seen anybody's reaction video. I'm thinking she's gonna say we're in denial and delusion. But anyway, let's get to this because our girl has got some stuff to tell.
Hey guys, so
Hey, Porcarina, what kind of excuse are you gonna give us today, sugar dumplings?
welcome to a new video. So I'm using my camera, which I haven't done in a little bit. This is actually the first time I've ever used my camera without a tripod because I feel like when
Where's her tripod at? She's been doing YouTube enough that she's probably got multiple tripods.
I'm like filming and stuff, I have this huge tripod that I hold. It's really annoying. Whenever you guys see me say, oh, I can't find my tripod, it's because I'm using my phone. But right now I'm actually using my real camera. I just figured it's time to bust out this baby again.
Girl, you need to go wash your hair.
And I go back and forth. So the reason why I'm filming this video, I literally just woke up. I'm sure you guys can tell because there's a certain way people look when they first.
And sugar dumplings, that greasy ass hair you just pulled on the side of your head, it needs some shampoo.
Wake up. I just really wanted to film this video. So there's this channel that I have been watching for a long time now, almost.
It ain't mine. She don't exist, I'm quite sure.
When they first uploaded their first video. So I've been following this person. I was watching them for, weight loss reasons and this and that. And then they started making videos about me. It was honestly sad, I'll be honest, because I looked up to this person. I liked them as a YouTuber and stuff like that. And then I was like, oh no, another person wants to make YouTube videos about me. And it's like, a part of me wanted to stop watching this person completely. But then I was like, but I've grown to like them. And it was like this weird conflicting thing in my brain. And I continued watching them. And I try my hardest not to watch the videos that they make about me, but it's like I kind of can't stop myself from watching them. I love to hear their opinion or whatever. So the video they uploaded today, I'm hurt by. So there are some things regarding the video that I want to answer, talk about, maybe make people understand, because I feel like if this one person feels this way, then I'm sure a lot of people feel this way or have these questions. And I don't want it like that because this person called me a liar. They said that I've been lying.
Well, we know it ain't my channel because I'm sure, like I said, she doesn't know I exist. But you are lying. Girl, I'm going to call you on it too, liar.
About being bedbound and not being bedbound and like all this stuff. And it was just really weird. And it really hurt because I really opened up in my last video. And I know a lot of people appreciated it. And I know a lot of people didn't give a care, which is totally fine. Everyone's different. The first and foremost thing that I want to say is being in denial and lying are two completely different.
Y'all, I went to McDonald's and got Beth something, chicken McNuggets, and took her to her work and dropped them off. She met me at the front door. I got me something while I was there. And while I'm thinking about holding this McDonald's cup, I am not sponsored, but I wish they would sponsor me because I love their sweet tea. This past Friday, this girl was in line at the drive-thru, and we have one of those any line, anytime deals in our drive-thru. I'm sure it's probably at most of them now. I don't know the situation of how they were arranged. I read the newspaper report. This couple on this other car next to her, the girl fired into the girl's car because apparently they got into an argument over the line. this car with this guy and girl in it fires into the girl's car that's by herself, and then the guy holds up some type of a rifle or something, um, and holds it up to try to scare her, I suppose, and then they took off and left the scene. If you're interested in reading the article, the Enterprise Ledger and the Southeast Sun here in Enterprise both have an article, I believe the Southeast Sun does, about this incident. Look up Enterprise Alabama McDonald's shooting drive-through or whatever, and it should come up.
Things. I am/was in denial. I was in denial that I was bedbound. There are reasons why I didn't think I was at the time, and there are reasons why I understand that I actually was. A big thing, though, was I was in denial. The best part about losing weight and really focusing in on what matters to you and learning about your body and changing your food intake and being more mobile and
Y'all, I apologize. The sliding situation behind me, the sliding situation type deal is not ideal for doing a video. And I am possibly looking at another laptop. I hadn't decided I want to buy one yet. And if my sound is still messed up on this video, then I can't figure out what to do, because I went through and cleared out my cache and all that kind of stuff and cookies and all, and deleted a bunch of stuff. But anyway, let's see if this is going to work better.
You have to work on your mental state a lot, and I've noticed that being delusional has been my forte. That has been my jam. I have been completely just like delusioned by all this stuff that I feed myself instead of really opening my eyes to reality. And the reason why I said that I'm probably still in denial on some things is because I probably am. Something I've noticed by watching a lot of weight loss channels and also by diving into my own is that a lot of us are kind of delusional. Like when you gain a pound one week, you come up with all these excuses, or if you only lose a pound, you come up with all these excuses, when honestly, I don't think people are flat out lying.
Girl, my only excuse is if I gain weight, it's because I ate the hell out of something I shouldn't have. That's my fault.
I would like to hope not, but it's like we are in denial to ourselves. I recently watched a What I Ate Today video by someone.
The kitties were at the door. Well, there's Bob. I'll see if y'all can see Bob. He's over there drinking water.
I've been following for so long, and everything in their video was super healthy, and I was like, okay, then wouldn't they be smaller? So I started to be a viewer the viewers that I have, because you guys see me film What I Ate Today videos. Like recently I did a What I Ate Today on Instagram, and all my food was really well portioned, and that's what I ate that day. But there's a question of, when some of us are filming What I Ate Today videos, are we in denial of what we truly eat? And are we subconsciously trying to show a healthier, more small portioned type of meals? Because subconsciously we are in denial of how much we eat in a day. And the reason why I brought that up is because the person later took to Instagram and admitted, I think I am in denial, because normally I wouldn't eat that healthy, and this person subconsciously ate healthier. So I feel like being in denial can go so many different sort of ways, but I just want to let everyone know that I did not lie, 100,000 million percent. It's just I had my own delusion, my own thing going on in my brain. During the time where I was not that mobile, I did not make that unknown.
You're making it sound like when you weighed 572, that was like a year ago. That was like 3 months ago. You're still lying to us, Amberlynn. You're still lying. Ugh, you're lying.
You guys saw the mattress in the living room, where I then told you guys.
Yes, you told us that you sit there because your legs hurt. That's not been a year ago. Has not.
It's because my leg is constantly hurting, And it's easier for me to sit on a mattress. And when I want to hang out with my friends, that's
No sugar dumplings. We've seen you try to sit on the couch. Honey, you've got pillows piled behind you because you're too big to lean back to the back of the couch. You're only able to sit on a little bit of the couch. Stop lying. Don't lie to us.
also something else. I would go in the living room, but Becky would bring out a mattress for me, and I would sit on it.
How in the hell is Becky moving a king size mattress out by herself? I can't even move our king size mattress by myself. Them things are big and hard to move.
That was not something I was hiding. It was shown in several vlogs. I explained it in a couple. I wasn't hiding that. So another thing is I couldn't breathe. I also was not hiding that. That's why I documented some of my.
So you're telling us because you lost 50 pounds that now suddenly you can breathe. I don't believe you. Still do not believe you.
Exercising, and I could only walk for a minute and 16 seconds, and then it slowly went up to 3 minutes, and I would even feel myself walking in place and you guys could hear my breathing. I was also not hiding that. I wasn't hiding the fact that I couldn't fit my car properly, and sometimes I honestly couldn't even get the door to shut comfortably because.
And after I saw your big ass stomach in that video last week hanging over the console and nearly knocking the gear shifter in the middle out of place, you're probably sitting kind of on your side to be able to close that door because there is no way in hell. And I'm thinking it is a Hyundai Sonata, an older Hyundai Sonata. I'm not sure exactly what the model is, but it is a Hyundai small sedan. There's no way your big ass is sitting in that seat like a normal person. Because my mother has a fairly new Hyundai Sonata, and I ain't even half your size, and it's tight fitting for me sometime. Girl, you a lie.
I would be really swollen from my lymphedema because I was eating too much sodium, wasn't drinking enough water, just retaining a ton of fluid.
Now you're going to tell us you weren't drinking enough water, but then you're going to turn right around and say you're retaining a lot of fluid. Y'all have lost count of the lies in this video.
I wasn't hiding that either. I talked a lot about how I was so immobile that I feel like if I was more mobile, then my videos would be better, my vlogs would be better because there wouldn't be so many sit-down videos. I said that a lot actually, and I said that a lot in Instagram Q&As because you guys saw a lot of sit-down videos from me. You still will continue to see those, but you guys didn't see any videos of me standing or anything, and those are things that I also was not hiding. So it's not like I was hiding this completely different life at all because I was still very open with the struggles that I was having. So when it comes.
Is it just me, or is she pandering to us to trying to tell us not to pay any attention if she's sitting down? Sounds like she's had to like struggle to stand up or whatever, and now she's tired of doing that, so she's going to start sitting down. And it sounds like she's making up an excuse as to why she's sitting if we see her sitting.
Comes to the word bedbound.
Bedbound and beyond.
Like 600-pound life has tainted that word for me. It made me think of bedbound in a certain way that I didn't know. Again, when I say these things, I was probably just in denial. But at the time, 600-pound life portrayed for me, probably because I didn't want to admit it myself at the time, that I was pretty much bedbound. How it portrayed being bedbound to me was you had to have your significant other or pay a friend to come bathe you, and literally physically you had to be helped to walk around, and you just literally could not get up, like at all. Like you spent 24 hours a day in your bed. That was it. Point blank period. Couldn't move. So I kind of want to explain the reasons why for, over a year, I consistently said, I don't think I'm bedbound. Again, delusion was in the mix of it.
What do you mean you don't think you are. You either are or you are not. But you're saying you don't. You said you didn't think you were. That don't make sense, Pork Arena. None.
Yes, but these are the reasons why I was like, no, I'm not bedbound. And I kept telling myself I wasn't over and over and over. So chores were really hard for me, but it didn't stop me from doing them completely. If I was sweeping, you guys, it was almost pathetic. I would probably sweep for utmost 20 seconds, sit down. Sweep for 20 seconds, sit down. 20 seconds, sit down. If I was doing the dishes, I was sitting down. If I was cooking, I was sitting down. If I was wiping down the counters, I was sitting down. If I was doing anything, I was sitting down. It doesn't matter.
It sounds to me like you weren't trying to stand up to try to lose weight. It sounds like you just wanted to sit down because you couldn't stand up.
What it was. I was always sitting down when doing any sort of chore. But in my head, I was like, I'm still doing chores.
Y'all, where's my daughter? Where is my Miss Molly at? Oh, she's right in front of me. I had my leg up on my other leg propped up and I couldn't see her, but she's right there.
Chores, which aren't in my bed, so that makes me not bedbound. So a big thing for me is when I imagined someone as being bedbound, I imagine them not being able to shower. And this is like a constant topic on my channel is like, can she shower? Can she wipe herself? Does Becky help her with these things? Point blank period, no. And she never has. I think it's more so like a pride thing within myself. It's almost like no matter how hard it got,
It's not a matter of a pride thing. It's a matter if you need help, then people will help you. That's gross, though. I mean, God forbid I ever be in a predicament where I can't wipe my own butt. That would be horrible.
did not want help because it made me feel like less than a person. Like I didn't even feel I just wouldn't feel human at that point if I was having my own girlfriend wipe my butt for me. So yes, I still showered, but the thing is, I could not wash my hair and my body on the same day. So I told.
If you're in the shower, why can't you go ahead and wash your hair and your body the same day? That means you're not taking a bath every day. You're not washing your ass. You're not washing your hoo-ha. You're not washing that rotten belly button. Ugh. God forbid that come out rotten again and we have to hear about it. I mean, push come to shove, buy a Summer's Eve douche and squirt it in your belly button and flush it out. Ugh.
Told myself, well, you're able to wash your body even though it hurts and you have to take a million breaks. You're able to do it. You're able to wash your hair even though it hurts and you have to take several breaks and you have to hurry up in the shower because you're literally dying in there. You're still doing it.
Girl, you are literally dying, period. It's not just when you were in the shower.
Like a normal person, you're literally in the shower. So that's another reason why I was like, no, of course I'm not bedbound. There were times that I left the house. You guys saw that. Like, you guys have been on my channel for I don't know how long. So you guys did see me during that time where I was bedbound, delusional Lynn, where I was bedbound. I would leave the house. And it wasn't a lot, obviously not. I mean, I still don't leave the house a lot now. Like, I do. It's grocery shopping, dates here and there, see friends. I don't have this big glorious life.
You don't have very many friends either because Hannah and Rafe, that nasty Destiny and Dana, you live with Eric and Ricky. That's pretty much your circle.
But back then, I wouldn't leave the house that much. Maybe once a month, twice a month, and I would go to holidays with Becky's family and we would go on dates, but I would say probably like a date would probably be once every 2 months, which is not good because I feel like in a relationship you need to have that, like,
you live together. Yes, it's nice to go out and eat, But you live together. I wouldn't call that a date night.
Date moment. And of course, you can have the dates inside of your house. I'm not saying you can't do that, but sometimes it's nice to go out, whether it be see a movie, grab lunch, whatever. So I also convinced myself, well, I do leave the house sometimes, and people who are bedbound literally can't even fit in a car, even if it does hurt. Like I said, 600-pound life warped my brain, and I'm not saying it's their fault. It's my fault because I was in denial, and I would compare myself to these people all the time. And it's like I would see these people who were bedbound, like they had to put mattresses in the back of a car, and they had to lay on them, and they couldn't fit in the seats of the car. And it's like I kept telling myself, well, I can fit in the seat. I can fit in the passenger seat. Yeah, it hurts to close the door, but that doesn't mean I'm bedbound. I even went to Lexington and vlogged it. That was during the time where I was working as hard as I could on becoming more mobile. So I thought by staying in.
Was this during that gay pride thing in Lexington that you were going to? And it, strangely and oddly enough, we never seen you at Pride walking around. You were always somewheres in a building to where you didn't really have to move a lot.
In a hotel, okay, I kind of sort of have to walk down the long hallways, and I have.
Okay, now are we talking about the time that you and the Baxter went to Lexington and stayed next to, I don't remember what the Raker Center or something, I don't remember what you called it, and you laid in bed and ordered food for delivery the whole weekend? Is that the one we're talking about? Where you walked down and sat in the lobby of the hotel for a little while and when you walk so much? Is that
have to stand in the elevator, and I have to walk through the big lobby, and I have to wait for the valet to give us our car and all this stuff. So I thought it was a good way for me to be mobile while also being lazy and eating whatever food I wanted, because when I went to Lexington, I was a glutton. It was really bad. You guys saw that video because I did a what I ate on.
Are you going to talk about the one where you took the shish kebab of chicken and just like and ate the whole shish kebab at one time?
Vacation video, but that was when I was trying my hardest to also work on my.
That's not what I'd call vacation sugar. Y'all just went up the road to Lexington.
Mobility. So I think I used the hotel of oh, I'm gonna walk in the hotel as an excuse just to eat. But again, denial. It's just part of.
That's got to be the one she's talking about where she made Becky drive her up to Lexington. Um, Becky looked miserable in that trip in those videos, so I'm sure she wasn't very excited to even be there with Hamburger Lynn, but who knows? Ugh.
I feel like it's a big part of why people get the weight that I am or was. But since I went to Lexington and I was able to sit in the car for 2 hours and this and that, I was like, people who are bedbound can't do that. I would do my makeup. I would do.
And 2 hours is not a long ride. It's 3 hours from right here where I live in Enterprise to Mobile, Alabama, and that's not a long ride. 2 hours is not a long ride.
My hair. I would put on cute outfits. I would do on try-on hauls. I would do all these things, and I convinced myself bedbound people cannot do that. So you guys, these are the reasons where I was like, of course I'm not bedbound. Hi. It was not me lying, and I don't want people to think that at all. I was delusional. I was in denial. Those are the pivotal words of this video.
She's taken these words that people have used toward her, like delusional Lynn, and trying to turn them around and make it sound like, oh yeah, I guess I was this, but I'm not now. Girl, come on now. Who are you trying to play?
Video. So again, being a liar and being in denial are two completely different things. And I guess I should have like explained myself better, but I was like cooking my food and I was just like super happy that I was able to, do it without keeling over. So there are some questions I want to answer that the person kind of mentioned in the video. I have them written down before me. So why now say you're a bed bound, and can you explain more of the timelines? Because I noticed when they were talking, the timelines were getting kind of messed up, which I'm really bad at timelines too, so I'm not afraid to admit that. So my biggest time of being bed bound, you know what? I also want to explain the reason why I'm calling it bedbound now is because in actuality, probably down to the definition, I was bedbound. At the time, I didn't think I was because the delusion.
Y'all, Molly and Java is sawing some logs if y'all hear them. Let's get back to Lynn.
And whatever, but I was. So I'm glad that I was able to admit that to myself. And after I was able to admit that to myself, I was able to talk to you guys about it. So that's why it's taken me some time and this and that. But
excuses.
2018 is when it was at its peak. When I stayed in bed most of the time, my leg was hurting really bad. Like, had no idea what was causing.
Sugar dumplings, you were at your heaviest weight 3 months ago. You're going back 2 years ago. Lynn, come on now, baby girl. Get it right up in here. Come on, poor Karina. Be truthful.
Causing it, and that is when it was literally at its peak. 2019 is when it slowly stopped because my leg wasn't hurting as bad, and I was, during that time when my leg stopped hurting, that is when my lymphedema got really bad, and it just started growing more and more, which made me not want to leave the house. I didn't want to do anything because I was so embarrassed, and it's like, I'm just to the point where I have to accept it because lymphedema is not something that can go away. It can get smaller with weight loss, and it's a big pivotal moment where I'm really focusing on that. So once my legs started feeling better, my lymphedema was growing, I still did not have any stamina. You guys saw that for yourself because I documented a lot of walking in 2019. You guys saw that. So that is when I was trying to work on my mobility, which I'm sure you guys noticed.
No.
And it was towards the end of 2019, obviously, where it started to get better because I started to work harder at it. So why I say,
girl, you weighed 572 pounds allegedly toward the end of 2019. How was it getting better? Damn, girl, you lying.
that I'm bedbound now? It's because all of this has been a process. It's a process that I have went through behind closed doors, me having to admit these things to myself. And after admitting them to myself, working through the emotions, of course I want to share that with you guys because that is a big part in my journey, and I don't want to glorify just the happy parts, like, oh, look at me, I'm able to walk, or oh, look at me, I'm eating an apple. Like, it's stupid. Like, I want to be able to tell you guys, like, hey, I used to only be able to wash my body and my hair like on separate days because I couldn't do it in the same day.
Amberlynn, that is absolutely disgusting. Absolutely disgusting that you didn't bathe every day at your size. Because sugar dumplings, no wonder your belly button got the funk and started rotting out because you weren't bathing. And your nasty hair ain't washed every other day, so don't pull that one on us because we can tell. Nasty Lynn.
Because I was too big and I couldn't breathe and I was in too much pain. You know what I'm saying? Like, I want to be able to talk about those things with you guys. So another question is, why lose weight now? What made you want to lose weight now? And I feel like it's...
Girl, where have you lost weight? Because your neck is as fat as ever. You need to put on a choker and let us see it.
Kind of a silly question, mainly because it's like, I've always wanted to lose weight for the same reason. Enough is enough. I don't want to die. point blank, period. Those things have always been my reason, and I feel like they should be everyone's reason. Like, you want to live a long, healthy, happy life. But wanting and doing are two separate.
You look like the Pillsbury Doughboy in the face with the marshmallow body from Ghostbusters.
For things, obviously, just because I wanted to lose weight so bad for these reasons, something just has to click. How I always imagined it is like there's a little screw in your brain, and it's just chilling in there. It's trying to find, the spot where it's supposed to belong, and you try all these little diets and this and that, and like nothing ever clicks. And then all of a sudden the screw goes right where it belongs, and it just clicks right in its place. And somehow you're just like, this is it. This is the time. You guys, I'm going to be 30 this year. In December, I'm going to be 30. 30 to me used to be so old.
Like, girl, you need to bite your damn tongue. 30 years old is not old. Well, I guess it's old if you're dying at your age from being so huge, but anyway.
Like, I used to think, oh my god, 30 is so old, and now that's going to be me. And it's like, the only way I will see my 40s is if I do it now. I completely wasted my 20s, but do I also want to waste my 30s? Because I only see myself getting worse if I don't do it now. So that's why it's clicked finally. Another thing that they mentioned is that when I talk about my lymphedema or when I talk about being bedbound, I seem to laugh while I do it. I take it lighthearted, supposedly, and stuff like that, which I actually understand, because I don't notice that I do those things. Like, I do like a little chuckle or like a little giggle after certain things that I say that are serious topics, and I don't even notice it until I'm either A, editing my video, or B, people are pointing it out to me. So that just indicates I really honestly think that it's like a habit, a nervous habit, because that's thoroughly the only thing I can think of. Because while I'm talking about these things, I don't think it's funny. Obviously, I do not find humor in me being bedbound, immobile, lymphedema, my health in general. So I really honestly think it's just a nervous habit. So if I offend anyone while I'm doing that, please just don't take it to heart. Like, I don't even notice I'm doing it. See, the thing is, you guys didn't see the tears, the anxiety attacks, me feeling just completely trapped and miserable, and you guys didn't see that part. I didn't show that part because of several different reasons. A, I didn't want to be that vulnerable. B, it's like I get told I do crocodile tears a lot, which I have never faked cried on camera. I've never faked cried in person. I don't know how. I don't know how people do it. Like, good job, actors and actresses, because I'm definitely not stealing your paycheck, because I can't do it. So sometimes it's easier to not be super vulnerable on camera when it comes to things that are like really deep, because people call you a liar, say you're doing it for views, this and that. So you guys didn't see all of the craziness regarding that. So I feel like maybe also when I talk about these things, I'm a little numb. Like, I'm proud that I'm no longer, super immobile. I'm not out here, running 5 miles, but I'm also able to do things I wasn't able to do before. So it shows growth. And I just think that I spent so much time crying and just everything just like flooded in at once that I just feel like I don't feel the way I used to about it, because I've worked on it off of camera. So if you guys don't see me being emotional about it, or you guys see me just being nonchalant, it's not because I'm nonchalant or don't care or whatever it may have you. It's because I've already worked on this, and I did it off of camera. So this person also was questioning if I ever was truly higher than 572.4, which is my highest weight, because they were saying, well, since she was bedbound, she should have gained more weight. How did she only stay at that weight? That doesn't make any sense. There is a certain point of calories that your body needs to maintain a weight. Clearly, I was staying around those calories because I wouldn't weigh myself for, I feel like, weeks. I didn't go any further than that usually because I was really worried that I was going to reach 600 pounds. And every time I weighed myself, it was never higher than 572.4. So I think when it comes to my binging and my calorie consumption, I never went past.
So you just magically stopped at 572. The little fairies put dust on you to keep you from gaining 1 ounce more. I don't believe you.
Past that limit of gaining weight, if that makes sense. So I'm just throwing numbers out of my head because I truly don't know. Let's say 6,000 calories a day is what keeps you at 570 pounds. So obviously
72.
I wasn't going over that. And if I was, the next day I probably was only eating 4,000. So it made me back.
Poor Karina, 4,000 calories a day is a lot. That's a lot.
Balance on the 570s. And every time I'd step on the scale, no matter when it was, 572.4 was never bypassed. And I get questioned so much about that. And it's like, you guys, I've lost weight now. Don't you think that I would love more than anything to be like, I am down way more weight actually because I was higher than 572.4. Like, I'd love to throw that in people's faces.
You've lost weight where? You've lost weight where? Did you get in the tub and wash some of your grimy grease off your body? Is that how you lost some weight?
And just be like, I've lost more weight than only so-and-so pounds. Like, I would love to do that. So another question they asked is, did I ever have sores on my legs? No. That is something that when I watch 600 Pound Life, I question, like, why didn't I ever get those things? Like, I don't ever get random sores on my body just randomly or anywhere, legs, stomach, like, it doesn't even matter. If I have a sore, there's a reason. I'm sure if you guys have been around long enough, you guys know that I have an issue. Like, if I get a cat scratch, I cannot stop picking it. Or if I get a mosquito bite, I'll itch it so much that it turns into a scab and then I can't stop picking it and then it gets bigger and bigger. I'm sure you guys have been around for all that, but I've never had a random sore just pop up on my body ever. I mean, I'm telling you, if that was to ever happen, I would probably get freaked out. So it's weird to see.
In other words, you would go to the ER and clog up the ER for people that are really sick that need to be in that hospital bed.
So many people on 600 Pound Life get that. I don't know what that is. Like, drop dead serious. So in the video, they also asked, how much time do you spend in your bed now? Before I go to sleep, I would say, I want to say about 4 to 5 hours I'm in my bed, and it's before I go to sleep. And during that time, I'm editing, I'm talking with Becky, and that's like our time to like talk together and hang out. Sometimes we'll play games or just like talk about our day or talk about life.
What is it with you people in the house and playing darn games all the time?
Or talk about the freaking Pluto and Saturn. But yeah, that's catch up on YouTube videos, catch up on shows, or read or write. I've been doing a lot of writing lately. Like, a lot of people throughout their day probably do these things. Like, someone might watch 2 YouTube videos then, but then they do all this stuff, and then they sit down and watch a movie and like all this stuff. But I just do all mine in like a collective time, and it's always right before I go to bed. That could be a big reason why I have trouble sleeping, so it's something I do need to work on. But yeah, being in my bed for only 4 hours out of a full day, sometimes even less than 4 hours, to be honest, is marvelous, literally, compared to how I used to be. I would be in bed, sleeping, eating, doing anything. That's all it was me being in bed. And now when I wake up, I purposely, the first thing I do is I do some chores. That's just what I
No, girl, first thing you do is go to the bathroom, quit lying.
prefer doing. Clean the kitchen, whatever it may be, and then I'll have breakfast. Sometimes I'll get ready first, or sometimes.
Why would you clean the kitchen and then have breakfast? Why wouldn't you eat your breakfast and then clean the kitchen where you can clean up what you just got dirty?
I'll have breakfast first. And honestly, it just depends. I'm trying to create a schedule for myself instead of just like going off on the willy-nilly. And I will not sit in my bed during the day because it makes me go back to those times, and I don't like it. But when I sit in there at night, I feel a little bit more like, okay, this makes more sense because Eric and Ricky does the same thing. We almost split off and go into our rooms at the same time. That's just what feels better to me.
Eric and Ricky are doing that to get the hell away from you. It's not because they just want to do that. There's a big cat somewhere going meow, meow, meow.
And I don't want to sit in there during the day because I don't want to go back to those bad habits and whatever it may be. So that is pretty much everything that I wanted to like clarify, because I truly feel like a lot of people were probably thinking and wondering these things. So hopefully this video made you guys understand a little bit more.
Shug, it did not clarify anything to me. I still believe you're doing it. I still believe you're
was
overweight.
Just very much in denial, and I was
plus.
in delusional land, and I'm really trying to work on that part of myself even more. So anyways, I hope you guys enjoyed this video. I'll see you in my next one. Bye.
You can keep that smugger to yourself, sugar dumplings. What the heck did I didn't mean to hit that. I gotta go back and look at that. I can't even see what it said without my reading glasses. I'm not buying much of anything she just said. I still can't tell that she has lost weight. That video where she done the body shot with in the kitchen, and she was standing there pulling the clothes like she was trying to make them look looser on her. Sugar dumplings, you could see the faux pas all the way down the front of that short dress thing you had on. Your faux pas covered up your hoo-ha. You need to get some stuff up in there and clean your belly button and all that bottom side, because it probably stank. And since you don't bathe every day, your ass is nasty. Your hair is nasty. You better get out in the yard and let Becky hose your greasy ass down.